If you're working on a track and it's a bit stale, this is a technique that you can use time and time again. Let's start from the beginning. What I like to do is compose a track in its straightest form first. This way I know the track gels in sound selection, but also in rhythmic and melodic choices too. That's a bit lackluster. You can try to add a filter or a multi-effect, but it's only going to sound as good as the song currently is structurally. From here, I choose one or two elements that I'm going to shift forwards or backwards in time, giving the track some life from this straight measure. We can do this first with the guitar sample. So what if we take every main chop that we have here and we just kind of shift everything a little bit to the right. So we're going to have this come in on the offbeat. We know that this chop needs to come in on the downbeat. So that's kind of cool that there's this little gap here. I'm going to do maybe like a double here and then move this last beat to the last downbeat. We're creating a little rule now. This allows me to understand, do I need to create any accents? Maybe I want to put a kick on one of these offbeats. This little ghost note kick really helps me go into this quick little chop here. As well as ghost note kicks, bear in mind open hi-hats and other percussion that you can use to accent those melodic structures that you've pushed to the right a little bit. If I want to, I can continue through the other elements of the track so they have something unique going on as well. Let's look at the bass. It's extremely straight right now. But why don't I have a but kind of feel to it? Let's quantize, get rid of this note here and see what it sounds like. What if we had the guitar, instead of on each quarter note, it was more accented? Select everything, and we're just going to push it over so it's falling before the next quarter note of the bar. As I mentioned, this technique works with other genres as well. Let's try it with techno. Oh, but first, let's shout out DistroKid for sponsoring this video. It's good to generate exciting songs, but you'll want to make sure that it's mixed well too. And if that's not your strong suit, then you can try DistroKid's Mixier tool with your subscription. It gets your tracks sounding crisp and dynamic, ready for streaming. There's links in the description to get a discount off your first year. Let's get back to the episode. So we're starting things off with a pretty straight drum groove. A bit faster than our last tempo. A really nice pattern to work with. We're going to keep our drums straight for now, but underneath that we just have this singular bass. You might not be able to hear it without headphones. It's just playing on the downbeat, just on that quarter note margin. All I want to do is maybe offset that by an eighth note. So now it's got this cool like offbeat pattern. Underneath that I have this tone. And it's fine, it's very techno, the sound selection is good, but I'm going to create a rule to just choose these bottommost notes and shift them by 1/16. Now we get something like this. See how that's more exciting than just doing something on the quarter note or eighth note grid. Now underneath we've got some chords and these work just fine as well. But we can create a little bit more syncopation by adding a delay with the filter turned on. We're going to go for about 54% feedback. This gives this a little bit more of a dub feel. Now we are going to keep the quarter notes on the downbeats, but let's move all of these smaller notes just one click to the right, just to give it that skippy feel. And how does that sound? I've used a similar technique to what we saw at the beginning of the video with the hip hop drums, chopping up my groove by transients, but just playing everything in order. But I want those accents to stand out in different areas. So what I can do in Ableton is come into the piano roll, select everything, come down to transform, then recombine, and make sure that shuffle is on. Then I can create new patterns, new accents that I like the sound of. So there was something just here that I really liked. I'm going to take an odd measure and bring that to the front of my project. This creates a syncopated pattern when I duplicate it, but I'm going to chop it off at bar 2. From here, I can join it, Command J, and duplicate that 3 more times. Now we get this. Let's see how that sounds with the rest of my loop. There's no right or wrong way to do this. In this episode, I've been pushing a lot of the beats backwards, but you can of course bring snares forwards and create more tension in your track. You can really generate thousands of different vibes with this technique, and you'll never sound like a one-trick pony. If this was helpful, just let me know and share other tips for the community members in the comments too. How do you go about freshening up your beats? Speaking of the community, we just finished up another beat battle, and it was such a blast. Check this out. We are playing for everybody's favorite right here behind my face. I'm going to throw that back to the top of the screen before you guys get too excited. This is very up my street. Some of you are out here playing checkers, and Jono's out here playing chess. He's got a lot to defend. I can feel it. Oh, let's build it up. Nice throw. Nice throw. Why do we do the rules? Why do we do the rules? We dig it. We dig it. The winner of that battle designed the new theme tune or outro to the channel. That's what the competition was all about. We'll be back next month with another battle, but until then, big shout out to producer Certain for creating this outro. His links will be in the description each week until he's knocked off the podium. To find out more on how you can join the next battle and get your music heard on the channel, just join our Discord. Thank you so much for swinging by, and I'll catch you guys next time.